Hey everybody, today's words to live by are: the morning breeze has secrets to tell you. Do not go back to sleep. That is from Rumi, the 13th century Persian poet. And this won't be the last time you hear something from Rumi in this video series because I love his writing and his sort of spiritual take on so many different topics. And definitely what he writes about, I am a big fan of. And I smile about this one in particular because I am a quote unquote morning person and have been for as long as I can remember, much to the chagrin of my college roommates when I used to sign up for 8 o'clock in the morning classes and I'd be the first one up. And my three other roommates, I lived in a room of four at one point. My three other roommates did not appreciate the early alarm clock, and I did, and I was always ready to go at 7 o'clock in the morning. For a college kid, that's pretty early. So, anyway, from there, I have always had this, sort of jolt, I guess, of energy in the morning. And that's why this quotation really just resonates with me deeply because I think the quiet before the world wakes is a doorway. And I've always felt like I needed to walk through it whenever I woke up in the morning. And so for me, the norm for me is in the 6 o'clock hour, I'm usually pretty wide awake. But there are some times during the night, I don't know about you guys, but there are sometimes when I'm wide awake at 3 or 4 in the morning. And it's not because I'm sick or not because I'm stressed out. I actually feel like there's something I need to pay attention to when I get woken up at that time. And so I always sort of think back to Rumi and how he sort of puts this into focus for me where there's something that I need to pay attention to and listen to, and there's almost a message. And there's this quiet that comes with pre-dawn hours where you're so close to your spiritual source and there's no distractions and you just feel sort of at one if you can not go back to sleep, right? And so that's the challenge is usually you get woken up in the middle of the night and you're like, I gotta go back to sleep because I need my 7 hours or my 8 hours. And I have become more of a person where I wake up when it's just time to wake up. And sometimes that's at 3 and sometimes it's at 6. And so I think just the first, it's sort of a whole perspective and approach, I think, to life, because I think the first minutes of the morning sort of shape your whole day. And so it's in that stillness that you can sort of hear what the busyness drowns out later in the day. And so I think meeting the day with attention and not just sort of going right into autopilot day after day after day, I think is served me well, and I think it served a lot of other people well. There's a whole crew of people who share this sort of morning discipline like me. And so I think our understanding is that dawn offers clarity, and there's solitude, and there's a chance to take a few deep breaths and sort of understand a sense of being before doing, right? There's like being, and then there's the busy work and the doing that happens after that. So for me, I wake up at whatever time my body tells me to wake up, and I think sometimes step outside, open up a window, feel some air, breathe slowly, preferably. I personally like to say a brief prayer or some sort of an intention. And then I spend a lot of time in quiet and just listen. And I sort of begin the day by receiving that, and then I proceed from there. And it's really worked well, especially in later years of my life, in my 40s and now in my 50s. It's really, I think, centered me much more so than back when I was in my 20s, for instance. And so it's a good practice that is something that I recommend to people who have the ability to do it. And I understand there's people that sometimes work until midnight, and so you're not waking up at 3 in the morning after a busy night's work, right? But if you're on sort of a a standard schedule where, you're in bed by 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's something I think that is worth paying attention to. So the takeaway is meet the day before it meets you. So I hope you enjoyed this reflection. If you did, please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon.